outscoring them 21-2 in the third quarter. So if Delta can get into the press and turn Manti over, that's going to be real key in this one. And then, as Coach Topham always says, he has to limit Manti to one and done, no second chance opportunities. That's if you're a Delta fan.
All righty. Delta in the darker uniforms if you're catching up the streaming on this one. And Manti will be, Manti in the darker uniforms, that is, and Delta in the white uniforms here, as Delta is the home team. So Delta in the light uniform, basket to our left. Manti, darker red uniforms, basket to our right. Cox comes to the right angle. The baseline drive, held up. Get the baseline pass to Simon. Simon's up, no good. Missed the shot, second one. And rebounded out by Christiansen. Come out top to Cox, who's really developed as a playmaker, had 18 points last night in the ball game. This junior-oriented team for Manti.
You know, another thing, Larry, is Manti's got to shoot the ball well from the outside because Delta will sit in this 2-3 zone all game long.
To the top of the key, shot on at the top, that's short, rebound inside Delta, picked away by Naylor, and goes into the hands of McKenna Christiansen. Back near midcourt, and then the ball booted off and leg backcourt. It'll be a turnover, and it'll go to Delta here. They put some pressure on right across the half-court line there and force the turnover.
And that's what you'll see. Delta will be in digging at everything. They like to trap on every corner of the floor, and so Manti's going to have to stay out of the corners.
Angle left, they come out top, and then work to the right-hand side. Pass comes in the angle right. Skip pass left. Shot on the way for Delta there, and it is.
Sierra Edwards.
Three-pointer. I'm waiting for the ref's indication, I believe it was. And it is 3-0. Delta the early lead. Some pressure. Backcourt stolen by Delta. Edwards got the shot and then the steal. Gets the baseline drive here. Kicks it back outside. Shet shot on the way on a 2. That rims off no good. And tie up on the rebound. Alternating possession will give it here to Delta. They lead early. 3-0 in this ball game.
And the same point can be made for Manti. You've got to limit Delta to one shot and out because Delta loves to crash the offensive glass.
Again from the angle left, shot comes back, iron, rebound again, Delta bounces back off. They've had several rebounds already offensively here. Delta will reset and go to the top with Willoughby. Talk about juniors, and a fair amount on this Delta team too. I noticed, Ken, a lot of juniors on a lot of these teams.
There's a lot of talent coming back next year for everybody in the state.
I think it's going to be a dandy 2A next year. Regions get realigned just a little bit too.
Yep.
Some of this. So the rebound down to Manti. They'll work up here at the basket to our right against that 3-2 zone. Naylor in the corner tries to come down low. Backside Mason, who saves it, and then Christiansen from the angle and hits on a 2-pointer, 3-2. So Christiansen, one of those players who has young ones that came on and has really developed during the course of the season. Angle left, they'll skip pass down to the right angle. Shot there from the right angle, and that buries in there for Willoughby.
And Delta will run that. They love to swing at one side, and they'll skip pass over the top, and they'll doubles pick. They'll have a double screen on the far side to open up the shooter because Delta's got just about everybody on the floor can shoot the three.
So I guess we had some kind of a warning here. I don't know what it was about. And against the full court pressure, Naylor gets it in to Mason and back to Naylor. In backcourt. Against the double team, works it up on the dribble. And now to Mason, who's really not a ball handler. And she goes hard into the seats.
And again, there's that press. It just causes you so much grief. Even if you do get it into the front court, it takes you a minute to even get into your offense. You're right, looked like they
broke
took
the chair.
Took care of the chair.
One of the Delta girls goes, oh my word. I can see what you're talking about. Angle left, shot on the way, and that's another one. Off that screen, rub off, and Willoughby connects again.
That's back-to-back threes for Harley. She was our player of the game last night. She's got 6 already of the 9 for Delta.
Some pressure in backcourt. And Naylor needs a guard to come help out on it. 10-second count. Pressure put on here. The Templars probably haven't seen that much pressure that much this season in the league they were competing in.
Pressure and quickness all the way around the floor. It doesn't matter whether you're a guard or a post player. Coach Topham demands that you play hard in the press.
9-2 lead here for Delta. Toughest league competition that Manti had was North Summit, a team that has already been eliminated from the championship contention. Layup, no good, and a rebound down to Manti. And they'll get it to the hands of Nader. She'll go back to Cox. That'll be the one to bring it up for Manti. Part of that pack of juniors. Everything out there right now for Manti juniors. Try to get it inside. Kicked, came off the knee, so it's a legal one. And the turnover again, and comes Delta with the ball. Out to our left, lighter uniform if you're watching this on Centricom, on KMTI TV, or on the streaming. Guard shading out, comes out top with it now to Springer. Springer with a long win, and another one.
And there's your post player stepping out and hitting the three there, and Sydney Springer. And that's 4 3-pointers, all 12 points coming from beyond the arc.
Bailey Simons at the other end, a layup for Manti as they break the pressure. So momentarily there, it was a 10-point lead, but the Templars connect quick at the other end, 12-4, 3:45 remaining here in the first period. Willoughby at the point. There's a baseline drive. Help defense didn't get there. The shot no good, though, and rebound Mason.
And that's what Sydney Springer will give you. You have to honor the three on her so you come out, and she can put it on the floor and go right by you. She just didn't quite finish as she got to the rim.
Cox goes to Mason, who's the post player for Manti, but she's out right now on perimeter. And now to Mason. Comes far corner. Christiansen, step in drive now to Mason. Angle. Christiansen puts up the shot. That rubs off the rim, no good. And the rebound down to Delta. Pushing up on the dribble with a 12-4 lead at the 3-minute marks. Edwards gives it up in the right corner. Baseline drive. Pass comes out into the other baseline near us and into the angle. Skip pass right-hand side. And then out top. They work it off in the weave. And then right down the seam. And a foul will be called on the reach-in on Naylor. When a guard comes around on that, you got to play feet defense, not hands defense. You get it caught with your hand in the cookie jar and a foul.
Well, and with this motion offense, it's easy to get lulled to sleep if you're away from the ball on the offside, and then all of a sudden your man's by you off a pick into the basket, just like that.
At the free throw line for the Delta Lady Rabbits is 21 Harley Willoughby. Changing the lineup here for the Rabbits. They bring in Danny Finlinson. And also
Brooklyn Henry.
Henry comes into the ball game.
Coach Topham loves to do this.
They go about 8 deep, don't they?
Yeah, because as hard as they press, they'd like to rotate on a consistent basis. You'll see in and out, in and out, in and out to keep them pressed.
First free throw no good. Second one is good. 13-4 for Manti. Megan Johnson, a senior, is in the ball game right now. Cox makes the long pass up the floor, right into the hands of Henry. So another turnover by Manti. And the defender left and was so worried about Delta Rabbit there at the Templar, left and vacated the backside. And here came Delta attacking that baseline. Into the game is Caitlin Jeffrey. So very early in the first period, there's a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Providing full title service in the area for over 60 years now. D-Land Title of Manti and Richfield has been serving the area since 1946. Merrill Ogden and his qualified staff can handle all document preparation, title searches, and title insurance. When your financial transactions require title work, request D-Land Title of Manti or Richfield. With over 60 years of service, call or visit D-Land Title for a no-obligation consultation on your title work. That's D-Land Title of Manti and Richfield.
Well, a 13-4 score here in this first period, 2:32 remaining out of the Manti timeout. If you didn't catch our pregame with us, the other semifinal game went to Kanab, a comeback actually to overcome North Severe. Shaylee McDonald kind of took control of that late in the first half and in much of the second half, and Kanab ends up with the victory. So the Lady Templars here inbounds against the pressure. Get it to Cox, back to Johnson, Mason, and back to Johnson. Try to work it into the middle, and ball ticked loose, and then right back Delta. Long range shot on the way, and canning that one on a two-pointer is Caitlin Jeffrey for Delta.
You know, she came in yesterday and gave Coach Topham some great minutes off the bench, and already coming in and knocking one down.
Comes Michaela Cox on the dribble, comes down in the corner. Megan Johnson puts up a shot, it's going to be too long, and rebound down to Delta. And they'll get it to Willoughby. Working left, right, comes down the paint. And down into the corner, shot on the way on a 12-footer, and hitting that one is Danny Finlinson. Everybody get in the scoring act for Delta, and they've gone up 17-4.
And 5 different players now have scored for Delta already in this one, and we've got a minute 45 still to go in the first.
Now Templars without Naylor in the ball game right now. Corner, Johnson, shot on the way, and she hits.
Boy, they needed that one.
Megan Johnson hitting a 2 just inside the 3 line. 17-6 with a minute 25 remaining. Angle left Jeffrey, deeper in the corner left. Step in, shot on the way. And that one a little long. Rebound Johnson. Missed shot by Finlinson. Got Willoughby, Jeffrey, Springer, that are all juniors on this Delta team. And of course, Manti, 4 juniors and a senior out there right now. Mason out top, Cox in a couple of steps, right side to Mason. Bacon inside to Simons, who's really the power forward, but they're using her a lot in the post, bringing Mason more out to the perimeter. Mason's the one with the height for Manti, but they really haven't taken her in against that zone. They try to force the pass in and tipped away again by Delta down the alley left. Danny Finlinson shot up, no good. The rebound, Mason for Manti. Gets it into the hands of Michaela Cox. 35 seconds remaining, 11-point lead for Delta. Out top, Cox, far side Johnson. Skip pass to Cox. Down inside, couldn't get it there, tipped away and then stolen. Bad pass. Willoughby will coast to coast with it, go in for the layup, uncontested, and it's 19-6.
And already that's 9 for Harley Willoughby in the ball game.
Mason gives it up to Johnson.
I'm not sure if they've looked at the clock yet, Larry.
Well, they make the bad pass into the middle. The Templars just don't even have the right scheme against this pressure. They are not. Here's the shot on the way, no good. Manti's got to start bringing somebody to the middle of the court here. The whole diagram they've got out there is not working against this pressure. It's end of the first period, 19-6 Delta lead. We'll be back in a minute.
The all-new truck of the year, the Chevrolet Colorado, has arrived at Drew Bay Chevrolet. Check out the all-new innovations in a mid-size truck, 305 horsepower and up to 26 miles per gallon highway. The best-in-class payload, towing, and the quietest ride on the road from any mid-size pickup. For the safest ride in a mid-size truck, look no further. High-strength steel frame, rolled form steel pickup box, 6 airbags, and new active security technology all combined to make your Chevrolet Colorado the right stuff. The Chevrolet Colorado at Drew Bay Chevrolet.
19-6 at the end of a period of play. Delta with the lead. Our game is presented in part here by Drew Bay Chevrolet, Service Drug Delta, Oasis Seed Co-op, Level Pharmacy, Centricom, Delta Medical Center, Intermountain Power, Sahara Motors, Delta City, Miller County Credit Union, and RC Staples. On our post game, we'll name a McDonald's player of the game. That player will get a value menu deal for the Delta Rabbits. McDonald's at 290 West Main Street in Delta, and they are just on cruise control here. That pressure defense is just torn Manti apart. They aren't even getting really right people in the right place on that. Some quick stats here at 3 of 9 Delta. They're not shooting all that great really, but you don't have to much when you are getting 12 turnovers by the other team. Wow. And you're scoring 12 points off from the other team's turnovers. 12 of the 19.
We always talk that 12 was kind of the magical number for a game. If you can keep your turnovers to 12 for the entire game, you're doing pretty well. So somehow Manti's got to figure out how to clean that up right here. And again, here comes the pressure.
Yeah. In fact, 3/4 of the possessions by Manti, they have turned the ball over. And here's another turnover as Christiansen stepped on side court.
You think you just get by somebody and you turn around, and there's the second wave coming at you.
I was going to say, they have not seen this kind of pressure this season at all, I don't think. They just don't even have a concept of what's happening out there to them right now. Good learning experience. You got a bunch of juniors, and you got a steal here that is taken by Evelyn Cook, a freshman from Manti. And on the run, Naylor puts it up. That's a little long off the glass, and rebound down to Delta. Yeah, Cook will step right in there next year and be a key part of this team.
Yeah, you can see she's a pretty heady little gal out there on the floor.
Long shot on the way for the Rabbits, up and in and out, and taken down by Naylor. They just need to have her work it up, especially when after a missed shot, Delta does not stay in the trap. They do it after made shots.
And that's why I was just going to say, if you're Manti, you go, whew, they missed it. Now we can get it up the floor without the pressure.
Yep. Out top to Cox, angle left. This Jansen might have struck the pivot foot, no call. And trying to go into the middle, they get it to Naylor, post is up. Shot no good. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Manti ball. Cook in there, just working hard and made things happen.
And here comes another wave back in for Coach Topham as he brings 3 in at a time just to keep them fresh.
Sorensen, Willoughby checks back in, as does Springer. Inbounds. Naylor and Manti underneath their basket. Naylor's got to try to get it in. Someone does to Cook. Turns around, shot no good. Rebound, Springer. She had the right idea.
Yeah, she did.
When you're a young team learning, just the right idea is good.
Wow, look at Springer, coast to coast.
You got to play defense at the other end. And the Templars did not pick her up at all.
As I talked yesterday in the game, how many teams have a post player that can turn and bring the ball up the floor like Sydney Springer? Turnover again, Larry.
Yep, another one tapped into the air. And they'll skip down into the middle. Shot is no good. And it's a foul there. We'll take a 30-second timeout.
Want to make your HD TV even better? Centricom has the HD channels you want. Our HD DVR gives you total control of your experience. And we're always adding new channels to serve you better. Why settle for less? Get our full HD lineup, now with over 61 HD channels. Call or visit us online and get the best HD experience from Centricom.
First free throw is good. Second one, it bounces off, and the rebound Naylor for Manti. So 22-6, the spread right now on this one.
And now 6 different players for the Rabbits have gotten into the scoring column.
Already in this ball game, a 16-point lead. Here's Jansen, far side. Skip it near side. Cook comes into the paint. Out top to Cox. Needs somebody to be a release person. To Naylor on the high post.
That's a
down
nice move.
Inside. Block, no call. Rebound down to Delta. Pushing it up again is Springer. Off her foot and taken down by Cox. Cox going to put it at the other end. Oh, too wide for Naylor. She'd had a layup. And Michaela Cox threw that too wide. Goes out of bounds. So boom, turnovers. Turnover City today.
Another learning moment there.
Yeah,
They'll figure that out.
You know, I think if you're a coach right now on both of these, you hope they don't look at the scoreboard because you want Delta not getting passive. And if you're Manti, don't get discouraged. Just play to learn here. Play to learn. Drag the pivot foot, turnover. Ball will go to Manti. And sometimes that's what you got to do. You play to learn when you're a young team. A lot of them coming back. Coaching on the bench will be likewise. Then when they have players in and out at halftime, they'll just talk about the things to learn and the things to try to improve upon minute by minute in this ball game.
Well, the thing about it is, time on this floor in the state tournament is so invaluable right now. It's just incredible to be here. And honestly, you're guaranteed a 4th place finish out of this game regardless of how you do.
Here's Springer with the steal, and at the other end misses the layup, but the follow-up, and then no good by Willoughby. And then another one up, and finally, last touch by Manti out of bounds. It'll be inbounds for Delta. So 3 boards, 3 offensive misses, and they still get the ball.
If there's been anything that's been a little bit off, it's layups for the Rabbits as they've missed several here in the first half.
Pass out into the angle. Cook backs off. It was a notion by Edwards, and then she decided no. She gives it up. Sorensen in the angle. Penetration dribble. Down in the baseline. Shot comes off. No good. Rebound Cox. Cox has a 1-on-2. Let's see if she tries to develop it. Holds it up in the angle. Double team, but comes out to Cook. Cook now to Naylor. Naylor holds and goes to, well, take your pick. There was 2 players right there for it. Cox in a step to Naylor. Amanda Naylor puts up the shot. Off back iron. Rebound down to Delta. Mason not in the ball game right now for Manti.
And here comes 2 more players in for Delta.
A walking call on Miranda Peterson. Back in is Finlayson and Henry for Delta.
And Delta's had their probably more than they would like turnovers here as kids getting a little bit antsy wanting to go to the basket here. Picked up a few turnovers on travels, so I'm sure Coach Topham will try and clean that up.
Ball tipped out by Delta, back inbounds for Manti on their own inside court.
Manti has yet to score here in the period. They had those 6 in the first quarter, gone 3.5 without a score here in the second.
Ball tipped into the air. Naylor retrieves it, tries to step in and tied up by Sorensen.
Not that Delta's lighting it up here, though, Larry. They have 1 field goal and a free throw. So after a 19-point first quarter, Delta has kind of cooled off, just 3 here in the second.
Inbounds for Manti. To Cook at the top, in a couple of steps. To Cox. Right side, Naylor. Out top, Cox, high arching shot. It's off the iron, and the rebound down to Delta. 22-6, midpoint of the second quarter. Finlayson up on the dribble.
Wow.
Nobody comes out on the top for her. She misses the shot. And the rebound, tie up down low. But a Manti player was out of bounds when there was the tie up, so it'll go to the Delta Rabbits.
Nobody saw her coming, apparently, and it's hard to pass that up when you step up and say, okay.
I was wondering if they're trying to figure out if they're doing zone or man. Backside cut, pass, shot up, good. Off the glass, nice inbounds play to Haley Sorensen. That's yet to score in this quarter. They have not scored in this second quarter.
That's 3 for Haley and 5 in the quarter for Delta.
Drive into the corner. Michaela Cox puts up the shot. Off the iron, no good. And back to Naylor. Naylor with a 12-footer. That's no good. Johnson the putback. She's fouled. She'll go to the line, shoot 2. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
When just standing up from a sitting position becomes a major life event, Service Drug has the solution for you. Service Drug is a distributor of lift chairs made by Golden Technologies. These chairs are manufactured in the USA from the highest quality materials, and the comfort they provide is unsurpassed. They come in a variety of colors and styles to meet your every need. Stop by today and check out the full line of home medical supplies at Service Drug in Delta and Fillmore. As always, it's service first at Service Drug.
First free throw of Johnson is good. It went bounced high, came down through. The second one a little long. Rebound tipped down, picked off the floor by Henry. So Delta will reset offensively at the basket to the left with Finlinson handing it out. Edwards. Out top, Peterson. Top left, now back straight away. Henry, angle left. Finlinson in the paint, shot no good. The rebound Naylor for Manti.
And again, another layup missed. If they'd make their layups, well, it could be obviously a little bigger on the margin, but still, they just seem to be getting whatever shot they want at this point.
Naylor at the top, far side. And then back to Naylor off the screen. Steps in, 12-footer on the way.
Boy, it looked good.
And just a little long off from Johnson, who's battling for the rebound, so it'll be Delta ball. Timeout taken by Delta, and we'll be back here in 1 minute.
Mom, where's my iPad?
It's on your bed. With technology being implemented more and more in our schools, I need reliable and faster internet at home to help keep them on top of their schoolwork. That's why I have Manti Telco Fiber to the Home, with download speeds up to 1 gig and unbeatable upload speeds that meet all our family's needs for schoolwork and everything else. Future-proof your internet on an all-fiber network with Fiber to the Home from Manti Telco.
Hey, hold up there. Don't blow your hard-earned money on ag supplies and such until you visit Oasis Seed Cooperative in Delta. There's Montana Silversmith and that special lady. Well, hey, Oasis Seed has your planting supplies too, but Oasis Seed is more than a seed company. Animal health products, livestock panels, gates, poles, fencing supplies, for sure, but so much more. Wrangler, tack, saddles, and much more. Work hard, but spend wisely at Oasis Seed Cooperative, 290 North, 1000 West, Delta.
It's 24-7 with 3 minutes remaining. There's a pair of pants over there, and one of those Delta boys, they dressed up someone in uniform that would do John Stockton proud.
If I'd have graduated from Delta, I would take responsibility for those shorts, but I didn't. I will admit that when I...
That's retro, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to wear a pair just like them, only they were blue and
blue,
white.
Mike. For those that don't know, Ken was a Gunnison Bulldog, and along with our friend Dave Warren and some others, and they know what state championship basketball is all about.
Those were
good old days, huh?
Good old days, a long time ago.
Yep.
And you know what? I don't think we could have played with these girls here today.
Boy, some of these teams now. And free throw shooting, they are awesome on that. Loose ball tipped into the air, taken down by Manti. Foul on Delta. You guys win a state championship, didn't you?
You know, we played for it in 81 against Valley High School.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, they had that big one post player, didn't they?
Wayne Jones, who went on to play, I believe, at BYU Hawaii, and they tipped us off there in the championship game. But that was a lot of fun. Still think back fondly of those memories, just like these girls will. And I tell you what, I still like the energy of Manti.
Yep, there it is, the long pass from midcourt. Naylor to Cox for the layup.
And that's the first field goal here of the third quarter for Manti, but I like how they're playing hard. They're hanging in there.
So they're up now at 24-9 Delta with penetration shot. Oh, foul and no call. And then the ball loose, picked up side court by Cook, who's getting a lot of, well, let's see, that's actually right now in here is Alexa Vernon for Manti. Cox at the top. Johnson, Vernon at the guard set. Simons, Naylor down low. Into the angle, Johnson straight away. Vernon dumps inside. Simons, tie up. Alternating possession will go to Delta. You know, there's a lot of things that Manti can look at in this ballgame and learn from film. Just in body positioning, establishing your post position. Play right there was a perfect example. If you can show a player on film, they get to see that. It's not in their mind's eye right now. They can see it on film, it'll be in their mind's eye, and they'll understand how better to do that next year.
And you know, the great thing about teaming up with Mid-Utah Radio and, of course, Centricom is these kids can go home tonight and watch the game on Centricom. So kind of neat to be able to see yourself play the very night you played.
If you're wanting to, if you're in the mood to do it.
Yeah.
In the angle, step right, shot on the way, just outside the free throw line, no good. And a rebound, Simons. Outlets to Vernon. Vernon and losing it, getting it back. Could have been a palming call there. Bounced, bumped, and the ball takes over to Delta then. Vernon, another one of the juniors. Outstanding soccer player for Manti, which of course is known as a softball school. And Delta, backcourt violation, so we'll give it to Manti. Yeah, some schools have heritage. You came from that high school that boys basketball was rich and deep in its heritage at the time. And it's interesting how things can revolve and evolve over time. Manti trying to get that tradition going now in girls basketball like they have in softball and pretty firmly established with the soccer program.
Absolutely.
Down low to Naylor, steps in, puts up the shot off the glass, and got it for 2.
Very nicely done. That's her first 2 of the game. And right now, this quarter, to be honest with you, this is a 5-5 quarter.
It is, yep, at this point, with under a minute remaining. Top, Sorensen, near side top. Springer straight away to Edwards, just off, staggered off a bit. Now comes Langle left, set shot in it, off of it with, makes the pass down to the left. Drive in, checked, and walking call on Peterson.
And this has not been the cleanest of quarters, obviously, and it's given Manti a little more bounce in their step. They are hanging with the Delta Rabbits here in this second quarter. We'll have to look at turnovers at the halftime break.
18-point spread it was a moment ago. Now it is 13-point differential. Naylor got back in and it solidified some things there a bit. Christiansen's going to get into a trap, makes the pass to Vernon, too high for her. So there the pressure did work. Dribble across some Springer. Pass corner right side, set, shoot. Off the iron, no good. Goes out of bounds. It'll go to Manti.
And I don't think Coach Topham wanted that shot with 17 seconds to go here in the half, a long 3. I think he'd rather have taken it all the way down.
So with 17 seconds remaining, inbounds for Manti. Backcourt to Cox, going to try to split the seam, make the pass to Simons. Simons walked with it. She doesn't have much confidence putting the ball on the floor on the dribble because she really probably could have taken it across midcourt there, but she was looking for somebody to come over to that side to pass to, and again, tempers were overloaded this side, not to that side.
And even though you take an early shot because of your pressure defense, you get it back.
Penetration in, whistle, foul on the penetration by Willoughby. And and we talk about some of the youth on this Delta team, but some of these juniors played a lot last year. Got a lot of experience. Johnson will check back in for Manti. Haven't seen Mason at all in this quarter.
And you talk about the experience. These girls also feel the sting from last year. Delta was a number-1 seed and got knocked off in that first round up in Orem, and that has really kind of stuck in their craw this whole year.
Gives you some incentive. We'll see if Mason might be injured. No, she's the one that broke that chair, or bent that chair when she fell into it, but she played for a while afterwards, so I think she was fine. It's just that Manti decided to go with a little smaller lineup, trying to break the pressure. Second free throw is no good. 25-11. 1 second remaining. Naylor tries to put it up from midcourt. It's halftime. Delta 25, Manti 11. It's our halftime show presented by Southern Utah University. We'll be back with that in 3 minutes.
Choosing a college is tough, but there's a big difference between 25 and 500 students in a class. SUU has small classes. It's a big difference if your professor is teaching class or doing research. SUU professors are in the classroom teaching and calling on you by name. At SUU, distinguished faculty are in small classes teaching rigorous nationally accredited programs on a safe campus in an unrivaled natural setting. Southern Utah University. There is a difference.
When you choose to bank at Zions, you get small-town customer service from the only local bank with a statewide network of branches. Enjoy convenient access to your cash from nearly 200 Zions ATMs throughout Utah and Idaho. At Zions Bank Stampede County locations, you can take advantage of a full range of checking and savings products for your family and your business. Plus, we have top-rated online banking services. At Zions Bank, we haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Delta High School has found a lifelong supporter in Level Pharmacy, where laughter is the best medicine. Level Pharmacy offers a convenient drive-through service, over-the-counter medications and supplies, and their new compounding service. For all of your gift-giving needs, from baby showers to birthday presents, shop Level Pharmacy. Try their Jackson Hole Soda, BYU Ice Cream, Soda Fountain, and Candy Shop. Remember, at Level Pharmacy, they put the love in customer service. Find Level Pharmacy at 111 East Main Street in Delta.
Where do you go for all your copying and printing projects? It's Copycats in Ephraim, now located at 51 South Main. They do newsletters, spiral binding, envelopes, letterhead, large format posters, and business cards. Send Copycats your genealogy fan chart and they can print it in a 12 by 18 size up to a 36-inch poster size. Copycats, now located at 51 South Main in Ephraim. And remember, it's Copycats with a K.
The type of medical care you receive shouldn't depend on where you live. People in rural towns should receive high-quality medicine just like those in big cities. Delta Community Medical Center and Fillmore Community Medical Center both provide the same quality care and advanced technology you'd receive if you drove to the city. What they do well. Intermountain's Fillmore Community Medical Center and Delta Community Medical Center. Healing for life.
The Mayor, City Council, and residents of Manti City wish the Manti Templars the best of luck this season. The entire community is proud to support Manti High School in preparing the future leaders of Sanpete County. They're committed to ensuring that area youth are provided the best opportunities to learn the important lessons of life through academics and athletic competition. Good luck to the players, coaches, faculty, staff, and student body from Manti City.
Our halftime show is presented by Southern Utah University. From a new freshman to a graduate student, and SUU Education is designed to help you experience more education. 25-11 is our score here at halftime. Delta Lady Rabbits are leading the Manti Lady Templars in this coverage. Let's take a look at our game summary presented by Southern Utah University. Delta broke out early with 3-pointers. Bing, bang, boom, and whatever the fourth one would be. Bing, bang, boom together, I guess. And they went up by a score of 12-2. They had 3, Manti had 2, and then they went 3 unanswered. So they had 9-point stretch there to go on top. And then they had another 5-point run. They led by 13 at the end of the period at 19-6. And then had the first 5 points of the second quarter to go up by 18 at 24-6. And Manti had a 5-point run. Final free throw was to Delta. Delta outscored Manti by 1 point. Basically, that was at one free throw. 7-6 outscoring Manti. Leading it by 14 here at halftime, 25-11. And just quickly in a summary, we were wondering about those turnovers. Here's the tail of that tape. 20 turnovers for Manti in that first half. 12 first quarter, 8 in the second quarter. Against pressure, a few of those unforced, but a lot of them kind of semi-forced. They didn't make smartest passes at times. So 20 turnovers for them and 8 for Delta. Delta does have 14 points after the Manti turnovers.
Well, that's your difference right there. 14 points in the game off of turnovers. That's where the lead is.
And fast break points too for Delta here as they lead it at 25-11. And Delta 33% on the threes, 29% on the twos. They shoot 31%, which they maybe want to improve that a little bit before taking on the state championship game. And for Manti, 29% shooting on that one. So those team stats, a courtesy of Bob Ballman providing those for us and our SUU halftime stat check. We'll take another 3-minute break and be back and look at individual statistics.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is proud to bring you this presentation. IPSC is a community-minded company that contributes to our local schools, community organizations, and economy. The Intermountain Power Project consistently ranks among the best of America's coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. Intermountain Power Service Corporation strives for perfection and is honored to be actively involved with Delta, Millard, and Juab high schools.
When you're buying or selling real estate, you owe it to yourself to check with Sanpete Valley Realty. They've been serving Sanpete County for over 30 years now with hometown realtors, and they can walk you through the process and show you how easy it can be. You can start by visiting their website at sanpetevalleyrealty.com. Check out the listings in the area, and then stop by their office at 415 South Main Street in Ephraim and let Sanpete Valley Realty represent you in your next real estate transaction. Give them a call at 283-6626 for Sanpete Valley Realty.
Check out the North American Utility Truck of the Year. It's the all-new Ford F-150 ready for your test drive at Sahara Motors in Delta. The military-grade aluminum alloy body and high-strength steel frame has shed 700 pounds for a more fuel-efficient ride, giving the F-150 the highest EPA fuel economy rating of any full-size truck on the market. 360-degree camera views, the box-link cargo box with trailer hitch assist, and remote tailgate with key fob and more create lots of excitement. Check out the excitement at Sahara Motors on North Highway 6 in Delta.
For integrity, honesty, and technical expertise, think of Jones and DeMille Engineering. With offices in Richfield, Roosevelt, Price, and Manti, they're committed to servicing their clients with civil and structural engineering, construction management, surveys and GIS mapping, and material testing. They use state-of-the-art equipment to help you meet your budgets and deadlines. Visit jonesanddemille.com or find them on Facebook. Since 1982, Jones and DeMille Engineering, your infrastructure professionals.
The government and community leaders in Millard County today were molded into the people they have become by the experiences and opportunities during their high school years. The same stands true for the future leaders of Delta City. That's why the City Council and Mayor of Delta are thoroughly invested in providing opportunities for the students of Delta High School to assist them in reaching their potential. Delta City appreciates the opportunity to support Delta High School academics and this Delta Rabbit sports broadcast.
The medical care you receive shouldn't depend on where you live. People in rural towns should receive the same high-quality medicine as those in the big cities. You can rest assured that Sanpete Valley Hospital provides their patients with the same high-quality care and advanced technology you'd receive if you drove to the city. They provide many of the same services a large city hospital does, and they do it well, with a personal, hometown touch. Intermountain Sanpete Valley Hospital, healing for life.
It's our halftime show presented by Southern Utah University. 25-11 Delta leading Manti in this matchup. And our halftime show is presented by Southern Utah University with the curriculum deliberately built to focus on your experience. We've got to Ken Nielsen. He's got some halftime individual stats to cover for us.
Well, we take a quick look, first of all, for the Manti Lady Templars. Right now, they've spread it around a little better than they started off with. There's 5 different players that have scored for Manti. Megan Johnson with 3, and then everybody else with 2 points apiece. Amanda Naylor with 2, Bailey Simmons with 2, McKenna Christiansen with 2, and Michaela Cox with 2. Manti with 5 made field goals in that first half. Just got to the free throw line twice. They were 1 for 2. And as far as Delta's concerned, they were led by Harley Willoughby. 10 points there in that first half. She had 9 of those in the first quarter. She's got 4 steals to accompany those 10 points. And then they spread it out pretty well across the board. Sydney Springer with 5 points in that first half. 3 points for Sierra Edwards, 3 points for Haley Sorensen, 2 for Caitlin Jeffrey, 2 for Danny Finlinson, 3 steals as well for Sierra Edwards. So again, Delta out in the passing lanes, picking things off. Delta with 9 made field goals there in the first half. They had 4 threes. All of those were early in the game.
Yeah.
And then 5 twos. They were 3 for 6 from the free throw line. But it was a 19-6 in the first quarter. Delta, boy, it looked like they were just absolutely going to run away and hide. But that second quarter, Larry, kind of ugly. It was a 6-5 game in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Things really slowed down.
It looked like the first quarter of the first day.
Yeah.
The way that one looked. So we go into the second half of play. Our halftime show has been presented by Southern Utah University. Manti possession, basket to our left in the dark red uniforms. And they get down low. Simons off the glass. And Bailey misses that one. She knows what state championship is in tennis. So does Amanda Naylor. Talked about their other tradition. They got 2 all-state tennis players out there that have enjoyed a state championship. Into the paint, blocked by Mason, who's starting this half for the Manti Lady Templars. At the other end, shot is up by Cox, fouled. She'll get to go to the line. And let's tell you about coming up on our post game for Manti, the Snowcap Lanes player of the game. Take the family for a fun night of bowling. Gather friends, compete in their bowling leagues. 2-8-3-4-5-2-2. That player of the game will get a hamburger, fries, and 2 games of bowling for the Manti Lady Templars player of the game. First free throw, no good. Isn't it interesting sometimes when your game is struggling, sometimes the free throw shooting struggles too, just because of focus, I guess. Second one rolls around. That's no good.
And I really like Michaela Cox. She shows some good energy and
yeah.
really good poise on the floor.
Yeah, she had to develop this year. Really didn't even have starting assignment early in the season nailed down. Came on because of some injuries and has done well since. But there, right off the money, Edwards on a three-pointer for Delta, starting off like they did the ball game.
And that was set up by Sydney Springer as she penetrated into the key and kicked it across. And here's a turnover as I say that.
And then a foul call on Simons. One of the things that I think Manti will, and again, they can learn this from video, is that if you're the post player, you've got to move. You've got to be active. You just can't be standing there when they're breaking the press. You've got to keep your defender with their head kind of turned towards you and worried about you rather than being able to focus totally on the pass. So some of the nuances of the game that they'll pick up and learn here. Top right with Mason defending there. Pass kicked down in the right by Springer to Sorensen. Back in the corner, Springer, nice pump fake. It's defender in the air and draws the foul on the baseline drive by the help defense.
Sydney Springer is about as good as a post player you'll see from the perimeter out, taking it to the basket. She just has a knack for getting people in the air, and then she can go right to the front of the rim.
Free throw coming up for her. She played a lot last year as a freshman or a sophomore, didn't she? Free throw good.
Comes from a family of great athletes.
Well, Naylor picks up her fourth foul. She's going to have to go to the bench here at the 7-minute mark, and her fourth foul.
Boy, does that hurt.
Yeah, and the ball tipped down, and rebound comes down after the missed free throw to Delta. So they got the first, missed the second. The pass comes outside, down the corner right-hand side, set, shoot. Rims off a little bit, rebound Simons. Rips it away. Mason will lead it now to Christiansen. Christiansen pulls up on the angle. Jump shot, no good. And the rebound, Delta. One thing the Templars really aren't real aggressive on, especially without Amanda Naylor. And that's somebody who can do penetration dribble.
Yeah.
They just don't have a lot of confidence in that yet.
Look
on
at
the
Springer
run,
again.
yeah, there goes Springer. It rolls off and then goes out of bounds. Last touch by Delta. It'll be Manti ball inbounds.
Great move to the basket once again, but the ball just rolls off. Again, Delta has missed their fair share of shots right at the basket.
Cox has the ball tipped loose and then swiped up off the floor by Willoughby. Hands it to Springer. Springer will step into the top of the key. She was so tempted to take that one because the defender didn't come out. Manti in a man-on-man defense right now. Relayed in the right corner, baseline drive. That was cut down by Simons that time. Out to Willoughby off the pass. Edwards are going to have a walking call on Springer. And so a turnover there on Delta. Side court, inbounds Manti. The other thing, Manti with Amanda Naylor on the bench with the fourth foul, they lost one of the ball handlers.
Yep.
Cox breaks it down the side and then dribbles right in the hands of Springer. Springer will come right-hand side, hesitate in the air, put the layup up for two.
And that time, Springer finishes it off beautifully. Again, she takes it three-quarter court and comes as hard as anybody down the floor, right to the basket, lays it up softly.
Mason works across on the dribble, walk with it. She strides, she didn't jump stop. She'd have jump stopped, then could have taken a step, but she did a stride stop and then another step, and so that's a turnover.
And the pressure again is just relentless by Delta as they don't wait for you even to come across half court. They are in your face right here as soon as you inbound.
So they work it up, Delta does. Pass comes left. Emma Benson is in now for Manti, but the shot up in the far corner by Edwards.
And I think they said it was a two-pointer.
A two. Give her two on that one, 33-11.
And she's got 8 points now in the game.
Delta up by 22. They've outscored Manti 8-0 in the quarter. Cox loops it over the top to Johnson. Johnson set, shoot, off back iron. Rebound back into the hands of Johnson. Puts it up, that's too long. Mason follows, that's short.
And that's too bad. They did such a good job on the glass there, just couldn't finish.
And then at the other end, the long pass to Edwards. Edwards holds up, kicks it outside, and dump out top. Long range bomber on the way, in and out and in. That one went down south, decided to want to come back for Willoughby, and she's got it.
Well, you know you've got a shooter's touch when you get one to go down like that as he went around the rim, off the glass, and back in.
Timeout by Manti. Score is 36-11 here at the midpoint of the third quarter. Back in a minute.
The Millard County Credit Union offices in Fillmore and Delta want to thank you for your business over the years. Not only will you find amazingly low interest rates, automobile and RV loans, checking, Visa accounts, bill pay, and debit cards, but banking is easier with their e-teller home banking service. Just log on to www.millardccu.com, sign up for their e-teller services, and conveniently manage all your credit union accounts from home. That's the Millard County Credit Union in Delta and Fillmore.
RC Staples has been your family shoe and clothing outlet in Delta since 1995. If you need to outfit an individual, a family, or a missionary, RC Staples is the place. There's luggage, tuxedo rentals, and much more. RC Staples is very conscious of changing styles and fashion trends as they cater to the lifestyle, budget, and tastes of Millard County residents. Hey, RC Staples is both trendy and price conscious. So shop with confidence. That's RC Staples, 261 West Main, Delta.
It's 36-11 with 4:42 remaining here in the third period. Delta with a very comfortable lead of 24. They've bulged that out. It's 14 at halftime. Padded it by another 10 at this point. And it will be Manti ball inbounds.
Kind of very similar to the start of the game. Delta came out quick like this and knocked down a couple of threes just like they have here in this period.
Christiansen gets it to Johnson. Johnson off her leg, trying to retrieve it. Does. Throws it to the Simons at the high post in the paint. She's fouled. Right now Cox is on the bench. Naylor is on the bench for Manti. So that moves Christiansen to a guard spot. And they've got senior Emma Benson in there now for some playing minutes for Manti at the guard spot. 4:28 remaining. Coming up our post game, we'll have our players of the ball game. Manti sponsors today: Zions Bank, Manti, Centricom, Gunnison Market, Manti City, Manti Telephone, D-Land Title, Copycats, Skyline Pharmacy, Sanpete Valley Hospital, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Sanpete Valley Realty. Sunrise Engineering will be presenting our post game show coming up. When this game is completed, we'll have our stat summary for you and name our players of the game. First free throw is in. The second one no good. So it's at 36-12. Delta working offensively. Far side, Edwards down in the corner, deeper. Out of the angle and out top. Henry, right side, in the corner right to Edwards. Defended by Benson on the cut down, and kind of a delayed give and go. No connection on the shot. The rebound, Mason.
Delta very patient on that offense. Got just what they wanted, just couldn't quite finish it off.
Benson will give it up to Christiansen, setting up against the Delta zone. To Benson. Back out top to Christiansen. Couple steps in, now to Benson. Set shot. Block, out of bounds. Referee had to duck, so it wouldn't hit him on the head.
And Caitlin Jeffrey got a smile about that one. She swats it.
Avalon Cook comes back in, and Michaela Cox checks back in for Manti. So they'll be much more active at the guard line now. And Christiansen will stay on the floor with them. So freshman checking in. Oh, Christiansen is supposed to come out. Somebody sent her back in.
Well,
she tried to come out, and then they sent her back on the floor. So wasn't her fault.
Might have worked.
Mason just inside the free throw line. Shot no good. Simon trying to save it. It goes into the hands of a Delta Rabbit, pushing up on the fast break. And then they lose it out of bounds with Andy Finneson. Now, I will say, Delta can't afford those kind of turnovers in a state championship game tomorrow.
And I'm sure that's exactly what Coach Topham is thinking about in a game like this one. Yeah, he's got it well in hand, but now you start, and I shouldn't get ahead of myself, you know, but now you start looking ahead a little bit. You've got to clean things up for tomorrow.
Yep. You start taking things for granted. Don't do that even here. Mason underneath. Nice pass out top. Really played the game right there from Cox. Nice pass to Mason. Mason hits the shot. Basket's good. She'll go to the line, have a chance here to convert it into a three-point play. Yet ahead in the bracketing today will be a lot of boys coverage in our action, and that includes you Manti fans. The Manti boys tonight in a semifinal. That'll be our nightcap game against Enterprise at 9-10. Free throw was good.
And that should be an entertaining ball game. Both those are quality teams, well coached on both ends.
Shot up and rebound down, kind of a missed awry thing, and shot was up. And then another try outside. That one rims off, no good. The rebound tipped out, taken by Cox. One of her teammates, Avalon Cook, working up on her with the 2-on-2. Gives it up to Avalon Cook. And passes into the paint to Mason. I just really like, for a freshman, the things Avalon Cook does. She found an open player, cutting down the seam. That's what happens when you keep your head up and your eyes into the game. That will put Mason at the line to shoot here at the 2:55 mark in the third period. McDonald's player of the game coming up for the Delta Lady Rapids on our post-game value menu deal for that player.
And I've got it worked out where whoever it is has agreed to share that with me. I don't know if you're getting any of the games of bowling shared with you on that side of things.
No, and I wouldn't want, I'd be embarrassed. It'd put me to shame.
You know, you mentioned the sponsors, and we sure appreciate them. It allows us to bring all these games. I had one of ours text me that's watching in, Brady Nielsen. He's with Drew Bay Chevrolet, and so I'll throw a plug away towards one of our sponsors back there in Delta. Or you want that new Silverado, stop in at Drew Bay Chevrolet. He'll set you up with that. We appreciate
There's
Brady.
a walking call. Don't text me if you're a Manti fan. I don't take texts during a ball game, so I can't multitask. Sorry, folks. Don't do it. In fact, I didn't start texting until about 3 months ago. That just was not in my vernacular.
My kids told me that it was mandatory if I wanted to communicate with them, so I have figured it out.
Skip pass right side to Cox. Michaela drives down in the corner, deeper, and puts up the shot. No good. We've got a whistle. And a foul, I think, is going to go against Sierra Edwards for a push-off on the rebound. That will be 15 foul. Delta with wholesale changes coming in here. It'll be inbounds for Manti underneath their basket. So it's a 2:26 mark in the period and a 20-point lead at 36-16. Pass to Cox. Cox from the angle left side this time and buries it on a 2. I believe they're only going to give her a 2 on that one. Manti on a bit of a run here.
And again, she's just so fluid on the floor, Larry. She is going to do some good things for Manti all the way through her career.
Ball tipped loose. She almost makes a steal there. Picked back up by Delta. Comes from an athletic family. Pass comes down in the corner right. Back out into the angle as Finlayson kicks it around. They come far angle. And working around Henry down into the corner far side. Sorensen had a notion to go skip pass. That's not there. Work it back out top. And let Willoughby go to work with it at the top. And the pass comes right side and off the floor, and the shot up and good. Set shot by Danny Finlayson for Delta.
Her second basket of the game, Danny with 4 now, as she has just been consistent all year long for Coach Topham.
A 2-pointer, and it's a minute 29 and 38-18. Cox works up left. Cook, right side Johnson. And as Cook comes around to the top, dribbles around perimeter. Back to the left hand, puts up the shot. And I don't know if they really wanted that one there, but they wanted her to take the shot. She didn't do it in the progress of the play where they wanted to, and that was a little early. So then she got, I'm supposed to have shot here. Perimeter passing again for Delta with a minute remaining. Far side in the angle, now back out top, Willoughby. To the high post, kick it out into the angle, set, shoot, and that's another one by Finlayson.
That's back-to-back buckets for Danny Finlayson as boy, you get her anywhere 18 feet, 20 feet. She's pretty deadly. Like I said, all year long, she's been very consistent for Coach Topham.
Cook, Cox, bounce pass, tried to go in, taken away by Johnson. It was handled momentarily by Delta. Cox at the top, sets that one a little bit short. Put up by Mason on the rebound, and good for 2 for Manti. And they break the 20 barrier.
And Mason now, that's 6 for her here in the quarter.
And Manti's had almost as many points in this quarter as they had in the first half. End of the middle, and then they'll come to the far side on the run. Shot partially deflected by Mason on a partial block. Tie up with 8 seconds remaining. And it will be Delta ball inbounds, but Mason with a good little defensive move there.
Yeah, Manti with 9 points here in the quarter, so you're absolutely right. It's been their best offensive quarter of the game.
Pass comes to top, bounce past the angle right. Left open for the shot from the angle. No good. Ball tipped down on the floor, out of bounds. We'll give it back to Delta with 0.3 seconds remaining.
Crowd kind of moans about it, but it's really not going to matter with 0.3 seconds on this one. And then as I say that,
boom.
She about hits
well,
a 3.
Shaylee McDonald in that last game just about connected on a 3/4 court shot at the end of the first half. It's 40-20 on this one. Delta with comfortable lead. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in a minute.
You're busy, and we can help. At Skyline Pharmacy, we are pleased to introduce the first and only coordinated, once-a-month refill service in Sanpete County, the Skyline Medication Management Service. It is designed to help you maximize the positive benefits of your medication therapy, as well as save you time and money. Best of all, this service is free. By joining our program, we will automatically refill all of your maintenance medications on the same day, every month. Never worry about making multiple trips to the pharmacy ever again. Stop by today and ask about how we are continuing to help you take care of yourself and your family.
The Manti Templars are heating up the court. Gunnison Valley Hospital is pleased to sponsor the tournament games on your radio and supports the Templar student athletes. Gunnison Valley Hospital has been serving the local community for more than 75 years. Whether you need a routine checkup or are seeking a specialist, Gunnison Valley Hospital can get you the care you deserve. Cutting-edge technology, hometown convenience. That's Gunnison Valley Hospital.
We're going to our fourth and final period. Delta punch their ticket into the state championship, take on a familiar foe, Kanab for that one. In that quarter, in the turnover department, Manti 4. They've improved there quite a bit. The rebounds were pretty even up, 8 and 7 in that third period of play. Cox right to Naylor, and Naylor has the ball taken away by Edwards. Edwards on the dribble, comes up the floor, shot no good. Rebound, tie up, Naylor take it away. Jump ball call. Inbounds for Delta. It'll be Willoughby to toss in. Down in the corner. And back in the corner to Willoughby, who passes, comes to the spot vacated. Gets it outside to Edwards. Right side, Sorensen. Skip to the high post. Set, shoot. Rubs off the iron. Rebound, put up, no good. And the rebound still out to Delta, keeping it alive. Shot up over Mason, no good. Rebound gathered by Mason. Steps through, makes the pass to Cox. Cox 1-on-2 against Willoughby. Very similar players, those two, Cox and Willoughby.
They are, and that's why I say I just see a real bright future for both of them. I mean, Harley has done such a nice job at the point for Coach Topham, and you can see Cox is really, as I've said over and over, she's just got a head about her. She understands the game.
Shot was partially blocked, and there's Delta now to work it up. Basket at the right. Angle right. Back out top. Willoughby. Angle left. Baseline left in the short corner. On the run. Shot up.
Wow.
And 2 on the run to the rim by Peterson. And she'll have a chance here at the line to convert it into a 3-point play. That's one of those hard luck fouls. That will be the second on Bailey Simons. Here at the 6:48 mark, it is a 22 lead. Mason the rebound, gathers. And we'll give it up now to Christiansen.
Miranda, another one of those seniors for Coach Topham that has really, really played well this year. She switched positions this year.
Naylor, Bobo! She took out some frustrations on that shot, and Amanda knew that one was in when she released it. She hit it back down the floor. So 42-23. She had a great game last night.
And in fact, I think she might have went for like 23 in that ball game.
28.
28.
I think
wow.
So. 25 or 28, I think was last night's sum total. Hit a bunch of free throws towards the end of it. But here's the shot from the right angle off the iron short. Rebound, put back.
Look at that.
That's
Smallest girl on the floor.
Willoughby, rebound, put back, 2.
She did that all night last night. Led us in rebounds, I believe, actually, in the game.
Just inside the 6-minute mark. Bounce pass, angle left, Christiansen. Simons posted up. Simons can turn. Go. Got it off the glass. And that time Sydney Springer got caught too high in the defensive set. Nice pass, set it up.
That's 5 for Simons. That was a nice move to the basket. They need a little more of that down inside with her.
Willoughby working right, left, over Mason, off the glass, no good. And the rebound. Simons to Cox. Michaela's going to have to work to the left-hand side. Looks for somebody to hold it up. Gets a pull-up jumper, and it's short. And the rebound down to Delta. 5:22 remaining, 44-25 on the scoreboard. Timeout, 30-second break for Delta, and then we'll be back.
Providing full title service in the area for over 60 years now. D-Land Title of Manti and Richfield has been serving the area since 1946. Merrill Ogden and his qualified staff can handle all document preparation, title searches, and title insurance. When your financial transactions require title work, request D-Land Title of Manti or Richfield. With over 60 years of service, call or visit D-Land Title for a no-obligation consultation on your title work. That's D-Land Title of Manti and Richfield.
It's 5:19 on the clock, 44-25 Delta a comfortable lead over Manti. Sunrise Engineering will present our post-game show, making the things you do every day better every day. Sunrise Engineering. A lot of broadcasts coming up today. Of course, we'll cap it off tonight. Manti-Templar fans, the Manti boys team. The tale of two halves yesterday. They didn't look so good first half. In the second half, they looked like a state championship caliber team. So interesting to see how they come out on the floor tonight against an Enterprise, the team I call the great neutralizer. They are a tournament team, Enterprise is. They match up with Manti tonight. We'll have that coverage on KMTI. Skip pass, near side, Sorensen. Short corner, down into the low block. Taken there, stepping out of bounds is Miranda Peterson, so it'll go to Manti. Good defense there by Mason. Back side. She got the good long arms along that long frame as well, so a little hard to get a shot up over her.
Yeah. And again, it's no fluke that Manti is in this game.
Off the screen, and Naylor came out into the corner and hit a long shot off the screen. Referees are going to confer on this one, whether it was a moving pick or what we had here. And I'm guessing usually in that scenario you've got a moving screen, but no. That was on Haley Sorensen, and she pushed on somebody on that play that was developed. They tried to get it into Mason, and it is tipped down and taken away by Springer. Springer, they'll get it to the fast break to the left-hand side, and good for Sorensen. Springer could have gone for the layup herself. She gave it up. And let Sorensen score.
Very unselfish. Had two players. She could have gone to either one or laid it in herself, and chose to make the pass for the assist. So nicely done.
Cox to Naylor. Naylor in the right angle. Set, shoot. Comes off the iron, and the rebound. Nice box out by Peterson. On that far side, and the rebound down to Delta.
I was just going to say a minute ago that Manti deserves to be here. They have played well in this tournament. And as I mentioned, a bright future for the young ladies from Manti.
Yeah, they have certainly come a long way this season, and I think that's the measurement. Compared to where they were early in the season and where they're at now.
Yep.
They'll get a little droopy maybe about it after this game, but hey, ball loose on the floor. You know, you look at your progress and work hard in the summer camps. Well, all these girls are multi-sport athletes for the most part, so a lot of them will be involved in tennis and some soccer and softball and other
good
sports.
For them, because in the smaller schools, it takes a student body to compete in all the different sports.
Yeah.
So it's good to see the athletes going 2 and 3 different ways.
Cox passes angle left to Naylor, and the defense there by Sorensen. Naylor puts it on the floor, reverse pivot, turn around, shot, off back iron, no good, and the rebound.
Yep, Brooklyn Henry picking that one up.
Far side, then a pass into the corner. Edwards. Edwards brings it out top on the dribble. Still keeping it going with Michaela Cox on her. Down in the corner, back out into the angle, and then out top. Edwards. Far side, Finlinson. In the corner, let's play catch on that far side. 3:18 on the clock here. And then near side, Sorensen. Short corner, jump shot good for Brooklyn Henry.
Yep, another one of the juniors that has contributed all year long. She'll be back again next year.
So 3 minutes remaining and a score of 48-25. Favor of Delta. Michaela Cox comes angle left to Christiansen. Out straight away to Amanda Naylor. Comes right hand side on the run. Tries to go up and under. Grabbed on the arm. She'll go to the line. We will take a 30-second timeout.
The all-new truck of the year, the Chevrolet Colorado, has arrived at Drew Bay Chevrolet. Check out the all-new innovations in a mid-size truck, 305 horsepower and up to 26 miles per gallon highway. The best-in-class payload, towing, and the quietest ride on the road from any mid-size pickup. For the safest ride in a mid-size truck, look no further. High-strength steel frame, rolled form steel pickup box, 6 airbags, and new active security technology all combined to make your Chevrolet Colorado the right stuff. The Chevrolet Colorado at Drew Bay Chevrolet.
First free throw was good by Naylor for 2:50 remaining, actually 2:50 and 48-26 here, the score. Post-game show coming up from Sunrise Engineering. Second free throw also good by Naylor, who was money last night in that key win.
And she's now got 7 in the game, so starting to increase her point total here late in the game.
On the dribble, weave it up is Jeffrey. And we won't see it here, Delta getting anybody in foul trouble, but it's an obvious thing. If they do get somebody in foul trouble, there's just another ball handler to come in and take the spot. Right side holding it in the angle. Little drive in by Peterson. Baseline, pump fake, shot, partially blocked, rebound. Manti. Outlet to Christiansen. McKenna to work across. Across the big S in the middle here at the Sevier Valley Center. That S for Snow. Here's Cox at the elbow. That shot was partially blocked. I think Finlinson got a hand on it. And rebound down to Delta. 2 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Pass comes right-hand side.
Just say bringing some people in.
Yeah.
There.
Got Wardle in. And a lot of changes going on now.
Kylie Wardle wears 11. She's a junior guard for Delta.
And they're running some rotation on the weave. Here's a little drive inside shot. Extended. Nice one by Finlinson for 2.
Actually, Miranda Peterson. And she's got 4 now in the
14.
game.
Yep. So it's a minute 35 remaining. And a timeout taken by Manti. They want to get some wholesale changes in here as well. We'll take a timeout and be back in 1 minute.
High-speed Wi-Fi. Not quite as important as running water in your home, but close. Centricom powers your Wi-Fi network with consistent speeds to keep all your gadgets going strong. Streaming video players, laptops, tablets, even smartphones, so you're never stuck with those big cell data charges. And talk about value. Just pick your speed and keep the Wi-Fi flowing in your home at a great low price. Upgrade your internet today. Call or visit Centricom.com to learn more.
You've heard for years that Gunnison Market is your hometown grocer. Now Gunnison Market offers you a hometown pharmacist. Come experience friendly hometown service from Sean Sorensen at Gunnison Market Pharmacy. Sean grew up in Gunnison and offers competitive prices, expert advice, and convenient hours, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Explore the loyalty card benefits, which gives you a free gift card for every 10 prescriptions filled. Call 528-7555 or visit Gunnison Market Pharmacy.
A minute 29 remaining, and Templars with a lot of lineup change now. Pass will come in the corner to Johnson, a senior. Turn around off the back iron, no good. And momentarily, Evelyn Cook had a hand on it, but could not gather it, so it'll go over to Delta. And some more lineup changes here. We may just start calling numbers instead of names where they're going in. This will be Catherine Nielsen in.
Yep. Amber Partridge also on the floor. She wears 13.
Templars have Howe in the ball game along with Vernon, who had played earlier.
Bailey Lurcher in for Delta. She wears number 2.
This is Partridge in the right angle on the pass on the cut down. Back to Partridge in the middle.
Wow.
And she's got it off the glass for 2. The point guard now will be the freshman Evelyn Cook for Manti. Passes angle left to Vernon. Goes to the high post to Howe. Howe back to Vernon. Shot on the baseline. High archer. Got it. For Manti. Howe and Vernon will be a couple of players that next year Manti will really develop a lot. I think bring them along for their bench play. Howe's a sophomore. She'll be critical next year as a backup to Mason. Pass comes outside here with 30 seconds remaining. 52-29. Delta the lead. Lorcher, right side. A little baseline drive. And then giving it up. And the shot up and good.
Wow. Back-to-back buckets for Amber Partridge. So she has 4 here in this semifinal game.
A little spring in her step right now.
Absolutely. Seeing a little bit more of the future for Delta.
Vernon and gathers across the way. Out top to Cook. Pass in the right side to Johnson. Sets, shoots. It rubs off the iron, no good. And Lund trying to get a hand on it. And that's the ball game. 54-29, the final. Delta Rabbits defeating the Manti Templars. It'll be a Delta and Kanab state championship game coming up tomorrow night. We've got our post-game show presented by Sunrise Engineering.